Hello, my name is Elsy and I am the owner of Creole Me Up. Creole Me Up is a Haitian food processing company here in Portland. We've been in business for 6.5 years. And basically, the core of the products that we make are Haitian inspired condiments and sauces. So today I was asked by the Montevilla Farmers Markets to talk about packaging. And based on all the points we are going to cover, this is I can take 3 hours to talk about packaging, sustainable packaging, your requirements for your labels, in packaging resources. This is a big subject, but we are going to go through it. We are going to try to keep it for 15 minutes, but I doubt it. But I'm going to make it interesting for you enough to stick on and hear about what I have to say. So, before we talk about anything, um, let me tell you something. Keep it simple. And I'm going to tell you a story. I remember when used to sell little girl dresses at farmers markets, little girl hats, and bags. I had the brightest intention. I said, okay, I'm gonna call my fashion designing company Heureuse, the name of my mother. It's spelled Heuruse. Heureuse. It is a French name. I had the best intention in mind, honoring my mother, but the same intention was killing my business and was sucking my energy. I had, but up to now, I have like hundreds of cards with that name on it. But at farmers market, it was a pain. People are like, why is this name? Why did you choose this name? How do you pronounce it? What does it mean? You don't want that. I was repeating myself every 5 minutes. I was talking to a new person. You don't want that. You want your name to be clear, two or three syllables at the most. Keep it simple. The name of your company and the name of your products. Your logo needs to be bright. It needs to stand out with your name on it. Basically, or a tagline. Mine is Creole Me Up, all the sass without the fuss. So I always have that tagline on there. So you too, when you are creating your products, especially if they are foreign, just lately, to kind of support the story I just told you, I had a sauce that I was releasing. I call it Madame Sarah. Madame Sarah is a name. It's a name known in Creole. But for the American customer, it was not making sense. What is Madame? What is Sarah? But Madame Sarah it's a hardworking woman. I had the good intention, but the name was a pain. Everybody, what is Madame? What is Madame? Madan. Why is it Madame and Sarah? I'm like, you know what? After two weekends of repeating myself over and over and over and over again, I'm like, forget about it. I'm gonna call it Madame Sarah. Madame, which is still French, Madame, Sarah. And everybody's like, oh, my name is Sarah, Madame Sarah. And then I explain it when I want it to. I explain the name when I want it to. So make it easy on yourself with the name of your company, the tagline, and the name of your products. Have fun. Don't make it hard on yourself. Have fun. I'm telling you, all the fuss without the sass. And people are like, oh, all the fuss without the sass. Something that is captivating, that bring a smile on people's faces, go with it. So don't complicate things, and then always know when you are working on your packaging, people are the best expert. You don't have to spend $15,000 at a marketing company to help you figure it out. All these people at the market, they have ideas. Bring a sample of your new offering. Have them try it. Ask them, how will you call it? And all the fun in my company came from a customer. I was making relish. If you are familiar with my products, I make relish, spicy. And then one customer, I was sampling and I was making it at the spice level for Haitians, said, I think you need to make one for the whips. I'm like, say no more. I'm going to make one for the whips. And I have a pickles underneath it for whips. People at farmers markets have opinions. Use their opinions to your advantage. Ask them, give samples, ask them what they think, ask them if that product was yours, how you will call it, and they will give it to you. And then second, have a little story. Why is it that you're selling fermented sausage? I mean, I'm just pulling ideas from my head, excuse me. Ask them, what will you call that fermented sausage or fermented pork or fermented fish? Whatever. I mean, we cannot help ourselves with our ideas, with our opinions, with our issues, with our problems. But boy, if somebody asks us for our opinion about their problems, I don't know for you, but I can save their lives with my opinion. So use people, your friends, customers, to your advantage when it comes to your marketing, the name of your products. Keep it clear and simple. And then the other thing about packaging, always leave room for the customer to see what you are vending. You see, you leave some space at the top, leave some space at the bottom. I'm telling you this because I've made the mistake with some of my products to cover the whole jar. Don't do that because we eat with our eyes first. That's why food videos are popular on social media. So leave room for people to see what you're selling. Leave room at the top, leave room at the bottom, and then the color contrast of your logo and the color of your label need to make sense in order to entice people's attention. And then the other requirement, make sure that you talk about allergen in your products. Make sure that you have keep refrigerated if it is a non-stable product. Keep refrigerated need to be on there. And then the address, if you don't want to make your address known, Portland, Oregon, and your zip code suffice. And then if it is vegan, gluten free, it's a good thing for to put on there so people are aware of that. If it is plant based, then you can put notification on there. But for organic though, you need to have your label certified before you can put it on your labels. And then it's a charge for that too, for the organic. I don't know if the requirements have changed, but when I started 6 years ago, if you are selling a 100% organic, you need to get your label certified and approved, and it costs money to do that. And I think there is a renewal fee every year too for the organic. But you can research onto that further if you have all organic products. If you are using products from farmers, sometimes they are organic, but the farmers, because of the high fee to keep their farm organic, then they don't, if they are not certified, they don't say it, but most of the time they are selling organic products. Okay, so in the back, in the front, I have all this information, the vegan, gluten free, keep refrigerated, the address, and then the name, the tagline, the logo is very clear, and then the name and my tagline, Creole Me Up, all the sauce without the fuss. And then in the back, I have the ingredients, and then a little story on how we used to eat it. We eat it in the island, and also give ideas to the customers on how they can eat it. Pulled pork, sausages, eggs, um, pork, or whatever. You have a little story. It doesn't have to be long, like me, but I've a little space. It's a little space. What is missing in there? This is my first, my first official label. I used to handwrite my information for markets, so I don't have the nutritional label on this one because that was my first one. And then for the nutritional information, if you are not generating, the amount might change, but in the past it used to be $50,000. But if you are generating under $1 million in sales per year, the FDA have different requirements, and those change every so often. That's why you need to be on it. Check out the FDA. If you doubt on something, call them, talk to your ODA inspector, and then they will be able to guide you in the right direction. So this was my first label. The first one was my handwritten ones. This one is my second one. I didn't have money to pay for nutritional information, nutritional data, or nutritional analysis. But for this one is my latest one. You see, the logo is changed, the font are changed, but the logo, I'm so in love with this logo. I don't think I'm gonna change it anytime soon. But I have the little story. I have barcodes, and this one I didn't have barcodes anywhere. I didn't have barcodes, but this one I have barcodes. But if you are not selling in stores, the barcode is not important. But if you are selling wholesale or in stores, you need to go to gs1.com to buy your company specific barcode. And then for each new product, there are like prefix and suffix for each new product. There is a new how do you say that, suffix, and numbers that will be generated for these products, for this particular product. So your company will have a few numbers, and then the rest it's for the products particularly. So this is if you are selling wholesale. But if you are not selling wholesale and you don't have the money to invest in barcode, that's okay. That's okay. When I first started, like I say, I used to handwrite my labels. I didn't have any of that, all of that. But the FDA doesn't require you to have the nutritional analysis if you cannot afford it. I mean, it's good to have it for your customers, especially in Portland. We are dealing with a very savvy group of customers when it comes to their food and their nutrition. It will be good to have. But if you don't have the money and you are just starting, you don't need it. So I'm putting that out there. But when you have the money and you want to be clear and transparent with your customers, this is something to have. Let's talk about sustainable packaging. sustainable packaging, I mean packaging that are good for the environment, packaging that are reusable without making a bunch of waste. When I first started my company, I make a deal with myself, especially I started after a very traumatic colon surgery. uh, After a very traumatic colon surgery, I make a deal with myself that I was not going to pack my products in plastic. I don't want any particles from the plastic containers to get into the food that people are going to eat. So I stick to the glass jars. So when it comes to sustainable packaging and you are trying to decide, do I go sustainable or do I go to plastic and to make more money? This is a call that you are going to have to make. But our customers here in Portland love sustainable packaging. They love knowing their containers are reusable. They can take it back and you can use it. You need to keep in mind sustainable packaging can cost you double or triple the amount that you will spend in plastic. So this is clear. There is no kind of like sugarcoating it to you. That's what it's gonna be. You can either go plastic, you buy a bunch, 500 for the same amount you are buying 100 glass jars. But this is your call and your decision to make when you are trying to decide on sustainable packaging. Going to give you resources at the end of the video. What you need to know, besides using sustainable packaging, you need to have a very to the point, precise cost of goods sold calculations, so you know how much money you are making when you are using the 3-ounce jars, when you are using a 16 instead of a 12-ounce jar. You need to have your cost of goods sold calculated so you know how much you are making per jar. Cost of goods sold, this is something I take into account in year two, beginning of the third year of my business. I was selling it. Oh, I want people to have Haitian food. No, no, no. You don't want business like this. You have to have your calculations in place so you are not cutting off your profit just to please people. I mean, you are feeding them good food, but you need to make money also in order to stay in business. Because your goal in being in business is to make money, not to waste money. Your cost of goods sold, you have all your ingredients from top to bottom. When I say top to bottom, it's all your ingredients. You have the cost of your jar, you have the cost of your label, you have the cost of your lids that goes into the cost of goods sold, plus the labor, the amount of time that you spent producing one jar of your product. After you make it in bulk, you divide it by the number of jar, so you can see how much you are making per jar. Then you add 40% of the cost of what it costs you to make a jar. That's how much you're gonna sell it, so that you can stay in business, so that you can buy some clothes, so that you can pay somebody helping you to make your products. You add 40%. That's the base, but some people can go lower or higher. But that's the norm, to stay to add 40%. The 40%, that's what's gonna keep you in business. That's what's gonna keep your business running. So when you have everything squared out, you can decide, do I need to go 12 ounce or 16 ounce? Which one will work better in order for you to stay in business? The goal here at the end of the day is to stay in business, not to sell your company out there and your effort in order to please people. You are not into the business of gifting. You are gifting them good energy, good products, but you need to have that 40% margin. Some people go lower, like I say, some people go, but that's what's gonna keep you in business. You make the call. Okay? So when you have your cost of goods sold established, each time your product, your ingredients goes up, you go back to your master cost of goods sold to modify it. And then you can, sometimes you have to add $1 or 50 cents or $2 to the products in order to stay in business with inflation. But you make the call also. So we talk about sustainability of your packaging. We talk about your packaging. We talk about the logo. We talk about the name of your products. We talk about opinions. We talk about colors and contrast. We talk about living space in your jar so that your customers, because human beings, we eat with our eyes first. So living room in your containers for the customers to go like, this look good. I can have some for dinner tonight. Then you need to have the space. We talk about sizing. You decide on the size depending on how your cost of goods sold is looking, and how much a jar of your cost of your products will cost the customer. Sometimes, as a maker, you are sensitive to your customer's pocket. Can everybody spend $14 on a jar of products? Maybe your group of clients can pay it, but the regulars, will they be able to pay it? Or do you have that niche of customers that you focus on? You say, okay, I'm going to focus on this group of customers who have the residual income to pay for this. But if anybody else want to buy it, that's okay. But it's your decision to make also. So jar returns, I do it, but you will need to decide if this is a model that works for your business. When you return jar, you do a deposit on your jar, or a jar return policy. You need to remember, you need to inspect each jar. This is a program that is going to take 2 hours away from your production hours. Even when you are paying somebody, you need to calculate in 2 hours in your production hours for the jars being returned. You need to inspect the edge, each edge of your jar. The customer might bring it for the credit, but if it is broken, that's your loss. But you need to inspect each jar. If you are selling sauces like me, oily sauces like me, sometimes they are like clog of the products around the edge. You will need to scrub each edge, for each of each jar. You need to scrub each. The worst that you want to happen is to have leftover products from somebody who purchased your products 3 months ago going into somebody else's house. That's why you need to treat each jar separately. What I do when I have my jars, take them to the kitchen, let them soak for about 4 hours. And then after 4 hours, most of the residue from the products fell off the bean or the pot that you are washing them. And then I have a brush that I brush the inside of each jar. So you will need to decide. You are saving on the labels. Some of these labels, they tend to be expensive, 25, 35, 40 cents, depending on how many labels you print. Depending on how many labels to print. So you are saving probably 50 cents on the jar, and then another 30 cents. You are saving 80 cents on each jar that you can save. So you will need to make a decision. Is it worth it for you to go to spend 2 hours cleaning and saving each jar? So this is your call to make, but this is the process before I even put the jars in the machine to wash with the chemicals and everything. I scrub each one, or one of my fabulous people in the kitchen scrub each of them. Um, Packaging resources. I was asked to share about resources. In Portland, if you are using glass, Richard Packaging is your place to go. They are the biggest distributor that I know of around Portland that sell jars. Uh, if Richard Packaging doesn't work for you, you can always go to Uline, Uline. If Uline doesn't work for your jars, you can go to the fabulous, I mean, wonderful company in Seattle, Specialty Bottles. These people work magic for for Richard Packaging. You have to go pick up your jar. But for Uline and Specialty Bottles, they deliver the bottles right at your front doors. So you can save some time if you want to buy out of state. But if you want to support the local economy, you Richard Packaging is your guy to buy from. If you need boxes, any type of boxes, any size of boxes, any liner, any packaging supplies, Uline is your guy. And then let's say that you are working on something very specific, something cute. Let's say you decide to make something cute for your most dedicated customers. You can go on Etsy, and then you can ask your fellow makers at the market. There is a group in Portland called PNW Package Foods. It is a group for food makers in Portland. This group is amazing. People are on there asking all sorts of questions, and then food entrepreneurs will reply to them. If you need a fridge repair, if you need an oven repair recommendation, somebody in there will know of somebody to refer you to. And this is a group you need to be a part of if you are in Portland. This group, I mean, I learned so much. I learned so much from the group. So this is a group you need to be a part of if you are in Portland. So I have a couple of new products to illustrate all that we've been talking about. Those are my first dry wobs. Before I invested on the labels, I was using some temporary labels. I was still pondering on the names. I was still pondering on the vision, on how I want them to look like. This is a 3 ounce bottle. I got this as at Richard Packaging. I have a little room in the back so people can see the color of each. I have a little logo that I have on each of my products. You see, this is a map of Haiti inside of an Oregon map. It says down there, made in Oregon with Haiti in our hearts. So make it attractive, make it informative, make it educational, so that people who are buying your products, they have a feel for the personality behind the brand, for the people behind the brand, making fun. Don't sweat about it. Keep it simple. Keep it cute. It's okay It's okay to make mistake because your packaging, it's an evolving thing. This is my first labels after my handwritten labels, after my round of spending hours and hours to write my labels, and this is the most recent one. So don't feel bad. You won't get everything right off the bat. You won't get your vision right off the bat, but start simple as much as possible. If you are new to the market, if you are new to the food business, give yourself time to think about to think about how you want people to see your products. This is a learning curve. So enjoy the ride, enjoy the process, and then one day you will be like me. This is it, and then you will make mistake. You need to know you will make mistake, but give yourself grace and keep moving. Take care. Bye.